Hello movie fans and welcome to Lost in the Reel. Today I'm going to be covering the Stone Age horror movie Out of Darkness. I literally only needed to hear the word Stone Age horror and I was already sold on this film. But is it any good? Let's talk about it. Out of Darkness takes place in the Old Stone Age, where a disparate gang of early humans band together in search of a new land. But when they suspect a malevolent, mystical being is hunting them down, the clan are forced to confront a danger they never could have imagined. Out of Darkness just recently came onto my radar when Horror Flicks with Nick brought it up on his most recent February horror releases video. And if you haven't checked out his channel yet, please do. I'm gonna leave a link in the description below, but you will not regret checking out his channel. Anyways, I was immediately drawn to the film by just his explanation alone, and once I saw the trailer, I was sold. We get a lot of horror films that come and go, but I don't think I've ever seen one that takes place in the Stone Age before. The only comparison I could think of was Prey, but that film was set 300 years ago, whereas Out of Darkness takes place 45,000 years ago. It's a pretty big difference. I also learned that this was a debut feature film for director Andrew Cumming, and that he and writer Ruth Greenberg created a whole new language for Out of Darkness. Talk about being crazy ambitious for your first feature.
Oh, you crazy.
I am.
And I have to give the director chops for crafting a film that feels so very lived in and really being able to transport the audience into this time and place that is pretty much still a mystery to us. But sadly, on a storytelling level, Out of Darkness did not work for me at all. Okay, let's start off with the positives. And pretty much all of the great things I have to say about Out of Darkness have to do with the craft on display. This is an absolutely jaw-droppingly beautiful horror film. And that is a statement you don't get to say very often. Shot on location in the Scottish Highlands, there is this ancient mystical feeling about the setting that completely sets it apart from the very beginning. Add in the natural lighting, including an incredible scene illuminated by the Aurora Borealis, the raw and gritty hair and makeup, the costume design, the limited but very effective gruesome gore effects, and the haunting tribal score, and you get a film that gets an A+ in atmosphere. But visual and auditory marvels can only get a movie so far. When it comes to setting up a story and characters that the audience can care about, which is the one thing a horror film hinges on when it starts picking off its players one by one, Out of Darkness failed for me in this department. The filmmakers certainly try their hand at character development in the first 15 minutes or so, setting up who these people are and their place in this tribe, but it wasn't enough for me to ever actually care about any of them. There's also a part of me that feels like this was inevitable though, because it does take place so long ago and the film relies so heavily on realism, it was always going to be a near impossible feat to get the audience to connect with these characters that have so little in common with people of today. So even though this was an issue for me, I still gave it a bit of a pass for this. But then the big reveal happens. And I commit myself to non-spoiler reviews, so don't worry about me doing that. But I have to say that it just did not work for me at all. In any way, shape, or form. This is just where it really went wrong for me. And I know a lot of other critics really dug the twist, but I have a feeling horror fans are not going to be on board with it the same as me. After 70 minutes of slow building tension, and when I say slow, it's pretty damn slow.
They called you slow! How dare you call me that?
This reveal just did not hit the right note for me that it needed to be satisfying. It at once felt like the filmmakers were trying to force feed a message and also cop out of their mission to deliver the horror goods all at the same time. But as I said, I know this twist worked for a lot of other critics, so if you're still curious, I implore you to find out for yourself how you feel. I have to commend everyone involved in Out of Darkness for crafting one hell of a visually stunning film, and one that really takes its historical setting seriously. But with a glacial pace, a story and characters that lack substance, and a twist that really felt unsatisfying in every way, I wouldn't recommend this film personally. But as a lesson in craft for a debut filmmaker working on a tight budget, it could be a great movie to study in film school. Thank you so much for watching Lost in the Reel. What are your thoughts on Out of Darkness? Did the big reveal work for you? Sound off in the comment section down below. And until next time, my friends, take care.